Alright, I'm going to try this for a third time. This GoPro is just really getting on my nerves, something fierce. Today, it won't let me record anything while it's plugged in to the power bank. I don't know what the heck the deal is, but anyway, we'll get kind of a quick first impressions and a little bit of a ride, I guess. Got my wife behind me on the Slingshot. Did get the crash bars put on yesterday on the Triumph. It was kind of a butt whooping, to say the least. But the first impressions of the Triumph Tiger 900 are, it's an awesome bike. It's pretty nice, pretty easy to ride. Really smooth. Night and day difference from the 310 GS. It's something that's gonna probably suit me well. I hadn't really found anything major that is bad about it yet. A couple of little quirks that I'm probably just getting used to, and you know, time will tell if I have issues with the heat coming off the radiator like a lot of people have. Of course, I'm not going to be riding in 100-degree weather. It's 100 degrees outside. I'll probably stay inside where it's cool. And it is pretty windy today. Last weekend we did a trip down to Whitney and back. It was kind of windy then too. Once again, I had issues with the GoPro. I'm not wanting to record for some reason. I'm not exactly for sure what the deal was with that. And last Monday I come home for lunch and rode it back to work. Was going to do a short little first impressions on it. Some of the video, first of the video was good, the rest of the video was crap because for some reason is all you could hear was the wind. I don't know if I didn't get the mic plugged in good or what, but it was just horrible in the wind. First little bit was great, and then all of a sudden it just, that's all you could hear was just the wind. But anyway, gonna ride a little bit, trying to get a little bit more miles on my wife's little Slingshot. Got a service set for it for next Saturday. It's got like 400 miles on it. It's the same 600 mile service. And Just gonna ride it some during the week at lunch. Try and get some more miles on it. It's pretty nice. It's pretty enjoyable to ride as well. My son likes it. He's having a ball. My father-in-law got rid of his 300 Versys. He got a little 650Z Rally Edition, I believe, or not Rally Edition, Anniversary Edition. He wanted something kind of keep up a little bit better. I think it's a little bit too old school look for me, but that's what he wants. I think he wanted something to keep up with my mother-in-law's 900, and I got the 900, and my wife's little slingshot. They kind of longer distances and all, a little bit harder to keep up with on that Versys, maybe. I don't know. I think it was probably suit him just fine, really. The Versys is a pretty good little short touring bike. It is taking a little bit getting used to the extra weight on this Triumph. They have it listed, I believe, as like 423 pounds, but that's dry weight. That's not a wet weight. It's the wet weights upwards of the 500 pound mark, kind of up there where the Africa Twin is with the non-DCT. But that's what you get with a bigger bike. You get more weight. But I really am digging it. Have not found out how to get the exact mileage on the screen yet. The trip mileage is all I've got. I honestly hadn't had a whole lot of time to dig through the screen. I think I like the screen. Everybody reviews online say that I have issues, or it's not as great as the GS, but you know, I hadn't rode a GS, so I don't know besides the 310. It's just a real basic plain display, not like the 850s and 1250s and all. And I did at the dealership there in Plano, I set on a few bikes before I made the determination for sure on this one. The Rally Edition, I loved it. The Sandstorm color was just absolute beautiful bike, but it's just too tall. It was, could have probably dealt with it and put little lowering links on it, but I just didn't want to fight with it. Didn't want to have to mess with lowering it and all that, like I did on the 310. And I did check out a 850 GS, and you know, that bike there is nice, but it is really top heavy. And oddly enough, they did have a few 1250s that I sat on, and it is amazing for such a huge bike of the low center of gravity that Boxer engine provides. It was nothing to get the bike upright, but I'm not gonna, wasn't interested in that big of a bike. Rather I sat on a I can't remember which one it was, if it was another Triumph. I can't remember if it was a Scrambler or which one that I sat on that I liked, but it was kind of tall. I did get the Thunder box to put on here. Really fought with these crash bars all day yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to get that put on. Today is a real unplanned trip. I have no idea where I'm going. Like I said, I didn't get the Garmin put on. Dealing with these crash bars. And if anybody gets the T-Rex Racing crash bars, the lowers, they're easy to put on, but the uppers, if you watch their video, do not take both motor mount bolts out, because if you lose the spacer that goes between the motor mount and the other mount that comes off of the front center part here, you will have absolute hell getting both of those spacers back in. I was so aggravated, and if you read the comments below, you will see that there are several people that comment against doing that. And I think if you put it on a center stand and have it upright and level pretty much, I don't think you're gonna have that problem, but I'm not 100% sure. Since this is the low model, you can't get the center stand for it. And I did have the swing arm stand, but I don't have the swing arm little spindle things to put on yet. I should have went ahead and got them. I think they had some up there at the dealership, but I didn't get them. I was going to get some different ones, and I just hadn't done it yet. But the crash bars should not have taken as long as they did. Luckily, I did have my wife out to help me, because a couple of things does take really two people to help with. It's just easier. But fitment's great. T-Rex Racing, you know, I think they do make an awesome product. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make me a skid plate myself, and probably I'm gonna try to figure out some kind of different center stand. I don't know if I'll be able to cut one and weld one, if it's an option, if it's just too low and you just can't get the kind of the leverage to get it up on it or what. But I may buy one, cut it down, and see if I can't make something work. Hell, I've got every machine at work to do it with, so. One thing that I love is the self-canceling turn signal. That is awesome. Wish I could figure out how to get this vent on the front closed. Letting a lot of air in. I can feel it. It's probably messing with the mic pretty good. Try to talk up a little bit and maybe that'll help. I did get this cheap little GPS Garmin mount for on eBay. Wasn't very much. It fits okay. They have another one that I may get. It takes a little bit more to get it on. You got to take a lot more off. That's what I really didn't want to have to jack with. But taking a bunch of stuff off to get it on there, and when that there serves the same purpose, I may look at getting a different kind of mount for the GPS, the different kind of cradle, I should say. I know they have several, but since I feel like this is a pretty long-term bike, I'm probably going to go ahead and invest a little bit more money in things that I know will benefit me in the long run. I'm going to figure out some kind of different mic setup. I've looked at a couple of wireless ones, I know they have a DJI, the ones that make the drones. I've seen a couple of people using it. Might do okay, but I don't want to have to sync up the audio. Really, I think that's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm not a video tech whiz by any means at all. I didn't bring a big extra battery for the GoPro. Like I said, I don't know why that it is cutting off when I plug the USB in. I had it trying to sync it up and download some videos onto my iPad, and it worked fine for charging the battery, so I'm not exactly for sure what the heck's going on with that. It's kind of aggravating. I gotta set my clock back or up an hour. Forgot about that. Yeah, I don't remember how to get that vent closed. I don't ever think I've closed it. I think I've always had it open. Have to check it out when I get back. It's one thing I guess about March in Texas is the damn wind's gonna blow. One of our feeders that we make. I need to start looking at seeing on the adjustments on the forks. I know seen a few people will talk about the bounce a little bit, and I've noticed that on some roads, and just a short little bit that I've rode, that some roads kind of make the front end bounce just a little bit. It's not bad by any means, but it does for a short time just kind of bounce. And there's some people that put the tuning on sport, I believe, and they say it makes a lot of difference. I'll just have to check that out and see how that works. And I got a